To the way of righteousness and judgment. Part 1. Leviticus, chapter 6. Verse 1-7. Yahweh spoke to Moses and said, "Give these orders to Aaron and his sons. This is the ritual for the burnt offering, that is, the burnt offering that stays on the altar brazier all night until morning and is consumed by the altar fire. The priest will put on his linen tunic and put his linen drawers on to cover himself. He will then remove the fatty ashes of the burnt offering consumed by the altar fire and put them at the side of the altar. He will then take off his clothes, put on others and carry the ashes to a clean place outside the camp. The fire on the altar that consumes the burnt offering must not be allowed to go out. Every morning the priest will make it up with wood, arranging the burnt offering on it and burning the fat from the communion sacrifices. The fire must always be burning on the altar, it must never go out. This is the ritual for the cereal offering. One of the descendants of Aaron will bring it into Yahweh's presence in front of the altar. Restitution for wrongs. Numbers, chapter 5. Verse 1-7. The Lord said to Moses, "Say to the Israelites, any man or woman who wrongs another in any way and so is unfaithful to the Lord is guilty and must confess the sin they have committed. They must make full restitution for the wrong they have done, add a fifth of the value to it and give it all to the person they have wronged." Ecclesiastes, chapter 6. Verse 1-6. I have seen another evil under the sun, and it weighs heavily on mankind. God gives some people wealth, possessions and honor, so that they lack nothing their hearts desire, but God does not grant them the ability to enjoy them, and strangers enjoy them instead. This is meaningless, a grievous evil. A man may have 100 children and live many years, yet no matter how long he lives, if he cannot enjoy his prosperity and does not receive proper burial. I say that a stillborn child is better off than he. It comes without meaning, it departs in darkness, and in darkness its name is shrouded. Though it never saw the sun or knew anything, it has more rest than does that man even if he lives 1,000 years twice over but fails to enjoy his prosperity. Do not all go to the same place? Ecclesiastes, chapter 4. Verse 17. Wise saying. Watch your step when you go to the house of God. Offering to listen is better than fools offering sacrifices, because they don't discern whether or not they are doing evil. Ecclesiastes, chapter 5. Fulfill your vow to God. Guard your steps when you go to the house of God. Go near to listen rather than to offer the sacrifice of fools, who do not know that they do wrong. Do not be quick with your mouth, do not be hasty in your heart to utter anything before God. God is in heaven and you are on earth, so let your words be few. Read chapter 4, 5 and 6. Christian sacrifice. Christianity knows but one sacrifice, the sacrifice which was once offered by Christ in a bloody manner on the tree of the cross. But in order to apply to individual men in sacrificial form through a constant sacrifice the merits of redemption definitively won by the sacrifice of the cross, the Redeemer himself instituted the holy sacrifice of the Mass to be an unbloody continuation and representation of the bloody sacrifice of Calvary. Concerning this Eucharistic sacrifice and its relation to the sacrifice on the cross, see the article Sacrifice of the Mass. In view of the central position which the sacrifice of the cross holds in the whole economy of salvation, we must briefly discuss the reality of this sacrifice. These are the words of God,